have a monkey in your pants?
Hi folks, welcome back to Bad Influence Fan Commentary Series 2 Episode 15. This is a Christmassy edition, so this is my Christmas special. Yep, just decided. Yep, that's how. Yep, just decided. Christmas special fan commentary right now. Bad Influence UK TV show hosted by Andy Crane and Violet Nipples, Berlin. Let's see what's in store this week apart from Christmas. Sonic and oh my god, Mario looks a bit
we've got some friends round for
disturbing.
Our Christmas party!
Christmas party, yay!
Unfortunately, this is the last Bad Influence in the present series.
No, it's not. Well, it is.
Look at all the good
Yes.
stuff that's coming out in the new year, including a look at one of the first 3DOs in the country.
Wow.
Is this the console that's going to take over the world?
No.
Our main review is Super
I
Empire
can tell you
Strikes
now.
Back on the SNES.
I know the future.
And
I've
Zero
been
Right,
there.
it's the future where three-dimensional television and violins that sound like entire orchestras are just
Hold on,
around the
3D
corner.
TV in the early 90s, they did know some things.
But first, have a look at this. It's the intro sequence to a
What
new
is it?
beat-em-up called Rise of the Robots.
I was going to say, is it Mega Race or something in 3DO?
Cyborg has been sent into a robot
Rise of the
research
Robots, Rise
laboratory
of the
Where
Robots.
apparently all the robots
Nipples.
have contracted a violent virus and are killing
If only
off
you
all
knew.
humans. Nowadays,
Hyped,
making a game
hyped,
like Rise
but
of
it
the Robots
sucked.
can be more
with
like
this.
producing a movie than writing a computer program.
There's a cool
So
spot.
you can use movie style storyboards.
awesome.
For example,
I want that.
here's the storyboard for the intro sequence you just seen from Rise of the Robots. And
Uh-huh.
there's a spaceship going into the buildings, and over here's the robot coming through the light.
The game started life about
The
2
robot
years ago.
coming
A set of
through the
ideas
light.
bandied about between artists and programmers. And then somebody decided to put all those ideas down on paper and came up with this, the so-called games design document. This is like your instruction book and some.
Ooh.
It's got all the information
this
on
like-
the game, all the pathways through the
they're trying
levels,
to teach us how to
pictures
make
of
a
the
game.
backgrounds, pictures of some of the
Or
robots.
are they just telling us about
It's all
Rise of the
in here.
Robots? I am
But nobody
confused.
went near a computer until the artists actually finally started to design the main characters. And they start out life like this, as kind of skeletons, wireframe
Wow.
models. And if I change our viewpoint, you might get a better idea of what this one is.
That looks
Still not
rather
very clear, though. What you
complicated.
need to do is add a bit of texture to this model. Now you can see that
Ta-da!
it's a robot with
As
an
if by
ape-like
magic.
head. The next stage, of course, is to animate the models, and to do that, they use a program
Andy,
called a keyframer. The models are
you do not know
represented
what you're
initially by
doing.
boxes, so you can quickly
Somebody's
get a sense of how they're going
showing
to
you.
move.
Move this
The interesting
slider
thing is
to
that in
make
this
you look
sequence,
like you know
only
what
the
you're
white
doing.
lines were done by the artist. The initial frame and the end frame, and all the black lines were done by the computer. The computer's done all the
Wow.
in-between moves. And the only time the artist had to tweak it is here, where the computer didn't quite get the position of the model just right.
Two other interesting facts
Interesting.
about the game are firstly that the backgrounds were designed by a professional interior designer, and
Really?
secondly you can't just push the same old buttons again and again to win, because the computer will suss you out. You see,
Apparently, Violet.
computer-controlled robots
Apparently.
opponents will sort of watch the way you fight and remember it, and then they'll adjust
I'm not
their
so sure.
tactics to cut through your defences.
That
Cunning.
actually did what happened. But
After
yeah,
all
I do
this,
remember that being
final
touted
element
that
to
it
add
would
to the
learn
game,
against your
sample sound effects and
attack
music,
pattern, if you
and
like.
There you have it. 2
And
years
adjust.
work, cut down into 3 minutes.
Not a good game. Namrud.
Ding dong, ding dong. Christmas
Davy
bells are
Fettler.
in my song.
Who lives in a
Hello,
shed
Christmas
and
I'm
gives
dead
us cheats.
excited because I'm
Look at the
preparing
Super
for the
Nintendo,
best Christmas
beautiful,
party
and
this
crisps
year.
and sandwiches.
Hey.
Nice.
All my friends are coming, and Spiky and Flash and Cuddles, and even Andy and Violet too. Right, I've not got much time, so here's a quick cheat for
Super tennis?
Super tennis on
Yep.
the SNES.
Spied
First of
at a mile
all,
away.
Select your player, and then get controller 2 and press L 5 times. 1,
L
2,
5
3,
times?
4, 5, and
Who's-
X, and then
who thinks
R
up with these
7
cheats?
times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally X again. And wait for the music to change.
They're bizarre.
And your player will become an instant top seed. Brilliant. And now for the first of my guides to a better Christmas. How to eat chocolates off the Christmas tree without anybody knowing. First of all, carefully unwrap the chocolate, eat it, and then wrap it up again and hang it on the tree. Perfect.
I was never a fan of
Boy,
Namrud.
he's so
I will
spotty.
admit
Our
that.
main review this
Super
week
Star
is
Wars?
Super Empire Strikes
Oh,
Back on
damn.
the SNES, the follow-up to
That was
last year's
close.
amazingly successful Super Star Wars.
I just saw
The
Bubsy, I
new
think,
game
running
is a
all about in the
12-bit
background.
cartridge with some spectacular
Wow.
Mode 7 graphics.
Ooh,
There are
what's going
14
on there?
levels representing all the best bits from the film.
Are they
You even
clouds?
get to fly in the Millennium Falcon through
Oh
an
my
asteroid
God, I
field
don't-
with
have I never
Princess
played this
Leia
game?
at your side. As in the
I don't
original
remember
game,
that.
you start as Luke Skywalker, complete with
I
lightsaber,
do remember-
but you can change to playing Han Solo
probably 'cause
or
the games
Chewie on
are so
later
bloody
levels.
hard, if I
Here's
remember
Han in the
correctly.
freezing chamber. Watch out for those
Ooh.
carbons. You're going to need
I probably
skill,
have played it,
courage,
but never
and all
got
the force you can muster.
very far in it.
Alex.
This
Ooh,
is a
review.
major improvement
Jesus,
on
that was
Super
quick.
Star Wars. The only problem is that the first couple of levels are a bit too hard, but
Yes.
persevere because there's some great bits later on.
I agree.
This is my favourite bit from the film. I'm in
Look
the
at
snow
that.
speed, and what I've got to do
Look
is
at
bring down
that.
those AT-ATs. If you press left and right,
That is
then you
pretty
can flick
cool.
out a rope and get it round the legs of the attack. Then you've got to spin round. These graphics
Super
are
Nintendo,
excellent.
come on.
It uses mode 7, and the sound's a vast improvement on the first
Pretty
game.
impressive,
I've brought
pretty
it down.
impressive.
Here I am on the Dagobah Forest level. I've just
Dagobah?
met Yoda, so I've earned the Force.
Oh my
I've got
god, I
loads
need
of
to go
different
back and
powers,
play
but
this
what I
game.
need now is elevation.
They have the force. Oh!
This will help me
They've
get
got
up onto
force.
this top
Oh my
platform.
god.
There's loads more forces, including heal, which helps you when your energy's a bit low, and invisible, which
I
really
never
helps
knew
you
they'd done
fighting
that.
Darth Vader at the end. This game is near perfect. I just couldn't stop playing it till I finished it. It's magnificent.
It
This
is
is fantastic.
magnificent.
It's the best film conversion I've ever played.
It's a massive
I
game
need to-
with excellent graphics and gameplay.
And so the
Darth
final
Vader,
score
you
for
fight
Super
Darth
Empire
Vader.
Strikes
Look at
Back.
that, he's floating and
Both
flying.
the girls and the boys gave it top marks.
5.
5 out of 5.
And I was going to say I need to go back and play that, but I probably wouldn't get off the first or second level.
In his
So
final
it's-
report from the
Nipples
States,
pointless.
Dean Wright has been to visit the Media Lab, part of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston, normally
Ooh.
called MIT. It's a place
MIT.
where the future is just a train ride away.
You can go to the future in MIT, that's what she just
The
said.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology is so famous that
What are
it
you
has
doing,
its own
Z?
subway station dedicated to it, with some really cool exhibits right in the middle of the track.
What are those swiggy things?
I'm here to visit the Media Lab, which is the part of the institute where art and science mix.
Ooh.
I have a feeling I'm about to take a walk on the wild side.
Ooh.
Down here is the
Take a walk on the
holography
wild
lab,
side.
where they're working on the leading edge.
3D?
These are some experimental holographic animations. Very
Cool.
few people in the world have ever seen moving holograms like these. They were made by using 3 beams of laser light. Red,
Yeah, where
blue,
is
and green.
holograms? Where are they?
One of the
like,
biggest computers in the world.
I think they
is
would have
needed
been
to
doing
compute
something
the
these
vast amount
days,
of information
considering
in
it's
this
the future.
cubic image. And by using these controls, I can move it around interactively.
Oh,
We're
really?
hoping that we're in the same age that television displays were in the 1930s. And therefore, in the next 50 years, we'll be able to show some great improvements in holographic displays.
Interesting.
In the visual language workshop, students are working on
Focus.
software that
Focus.
can change
Thank
the
you.
viewer's focus from one thing to
Uh-huh.
another.
I see what they've done there.
They can do interesting things with layers of text and even play around with it.
But why?
On this
But
map,
why?
which looks very confusing with all the information on show, they can shift the focus to just highlight
Oh.
1 or 2 features.
I
This
get it.
software can also be used in animation, an effect which would otherwise be difficult to achieve. These little boxes are the product of another piece of software called the video streamer, and this
The what?
represents a piece of movie.
What?
I love sending personal messages. The technique was created by Professor Gloriana Davenport. Here, all the clips of the movie that have been shot for a film can be easily selected and edited together like a moving card index.
Why?
Just choose any bit of film in the streamer, and it'll play out frame by frame along the
That's
bottom
nice. I
of the
bet she gets
streamer.
paid a lot of money to just do this. But what purpose?
You can turn
What?
on the soundtrack
What is
to
the
get
purpose?
the edit exact. It's a really quick and flexible way to edit a story.
What?
Just down the hall, they're
Really?
doing some
I don't
strange things
see the
with
point
music.
in that at all. That's bizarre.
Do a little tremolo.
This is a hyper violin, invented by
Hyperviolent.
Professor
A
Todd
violin?
McCullough.
Oh, yep. Can't
The
speak.
computer already
I did
knows
say
the
it
piece
correctly.
of music, and so the bow acts like the conductor's baton.
So we want to measure lots of things about the way you're playing, how loud and how soft.
The
and
computer knows what's being played.
So if you knew
because
Bad
of
Influence
special
always had these
transmitters
educational
built
sections.
into each end of the bow,
Sometimes
and
they're
connected
good.
by a metal strip.
Sometimes
Their
not so good.
signal is picked up by a receiver built into
I've decided
the
this one
violin.
is not so
The
good.
computer can then map exactly the position of the bow and
I
produce
don't
a
wanna-
visual
I just want to see
readout
video
on this
games.
monitor.
Come on.
The
13-year-old
hyperviolin
Jimmy
is
wants
designed
video
to be
games.
used only by virtuoso musicians.
Virtuoso musicians.
The
Oh
team
yeah, now
here
we're
also
talking.
developed a drum board
Yeah.
using a keyboard fitted
Come on,
with its own
get down.
computer.
Funky town.
Yo, I think this could start a whole new career.
Back to you already?
Two
Mum.
Happy Christmas, love Spiky. That's nice. P.S. I
What
won't be able to
drawing
make the
is
party.
behind you?
I've got to do something. Oh, Oh well, all the
That's what I
more
wanna
cake for
know.
everyone else. Now time for part 2 of my guide
Mega
to
Drive.
a better Christmas.
I can see a Mega Drive.
The presents are most likely to be hidden in number 1, the spare room wardrobe, and number 2, the cardboard box under your mum's bed, or number 3, in the chest of drawers next to the front door. Right.
Okay.
This is a Christmas cheat for
Go find your
Megamania
Christmas
on
presents.
the
Now I'm
Mega
just
Drive.
told you where they are, people.
On the password screen, simply type in Jules,
What
like
game?
so, and when you start to play, you'll get a secret hidden game that's like the classic arcade game, Asteroids.
Asteroids.
Brilliant. Oh, excuse me. Yes, yes. Oh, look, it's another Christmas card. Oh, it's from Cuddles and Flash. We've got to do something too. Oh. Oh, well, it's just me, Andy, and Violet then.
I'm not going to Nam's party, are you?
Nah, I'm going to stay in and dye my hair a funny
What are you
colour.
wearing today, Nipples?
Already
Nice
out.
little
As
cardigan,
this is
Andy.
the last in the present series, we've
Rugby
decided
chop.
to devote the entire news and preview section to showing you everything that's going to be happening in the new year. But
Ooh,
can we
exciting
fit
times,
it
let's
in
go.
the time? Here goes.
Yes. Go, 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 go. This is the future, people.
No games roundup would be complete without a beat 'em up. Apart from Rise of the Robots, the other big one
Rubbish.
coming out next year is Eternal Champions on the Mega Drive.
Oh.
It aims to better Street Fighter
Also
2.
rubbish.
It's due out
I
in the
bought this
spring, and
game,
it features the
brand
greatest
new.
fighters of all eternity
I remember
coming
it being
together for one last
ridiculously
grand
expensive,
tournament.
and to go along with
Shoot
it,
'em ups
I
will be
also
coming
bought
Fast and
a
Furious
6-button
next year. This is
joypad.
R-Type 3 on the SNES. No prizes for guessing
Nice
what
game.
this is the sequel to.
R-Type
All the
2,
weapons have been beefed
maybe?
up to include laser blasts galore, remote robotic cannon pods, and a choice of 3 different
It's-
droid blasters at the beginning.
Joy Blasters.
Inferno on the PC and Amiga 1200 isn't just another shoot-'em-up, it's also a massive space odyssey. You've got
That-
to hurtle around an entire solar system.
they just say it on the
battling to
Amiga?
survive against over 300 heavily armoured death stars.
I'd like to see how
Ground
the
Zero
Amiga can
Texas
do
on the
that.
Mega CD is a good example of the way games and films are coming closer and closer together. It features $3 million worth of footage shot exclusively for the game.
Ah,
You play an
3
undercover
million.
agent investigating strange disappearances in a small Texas town, and before you know it, you're
Oh
fighting
my
a
god, I can't believe
full-scale
people thought
alien
these
invasion.
sort of
If
things
game
were going to
producers
take off,
reckon
these
it's the best Mega
full-on,
CD
full
game
motion
ever,
video games.
Then they would, wouldn't they?
On to adventure games. This
I
is
can
the
see- is that
stunning
alignments?
Alone in the Dark 2,
Yep.
which finally hits the shops in January. It's only available on PC, but then it needs all the power it can get to produce the incredible graphics. As before, you can watch the action from different camera angles, and you have to cope with all sorts of devious puzzles, traps, and plot twists.
Never played
Another
these
epic
games.
adventure on the PC is Stone
Snowman
King,
looks a bit
starring 3D characters
wrong.
and backgrounds with
Ooh,
14
this
different
looks nice.
locations. As with many of these
That does
big
look
games
nice.
nowadays, there's digitized movie footage.
And
Lots of
finally, the adventure
PC games I
section
probably
that's
missed out on
young
back
learning
in the day
for
because I
SNES.
never had one.
It's got 10 lands, loads of animation, and digitized speech. The plot?
That looks
well,
a
it's
bit
the usual
rough
stuff.
and
Merlin
ready,
was
to
out
be
with
honest
the
with
King's
you.
army and battle assorted evil geezers. Blah, blah, blah.
Evil geezers.
Onward, onward, onward.
Tails.
Time to pressing. The next section are Sims.
You
and
just
this is the
stand and
amazing Star
thrusting,
Wars Space
dancing.
Sim Rebel Assault. The graphics are really
Oh my
film-like,
God,
and the characters
that
even
looks
speak
awesome.
to you as you blow up walkers and take on Star Destroyers to fend
Absolutely
off the advances
awesome.
of the evil Empire. It's out now on PC CD-ROM. It's coming out on Mega CD next year.
This one's a pinball sim. It's Dragon's
there's too
Revenge
many
for the
new
Mega
games.
Drive, the sequel to the
Never played it.
excellent Dragon's Fury.
I think I
It's
have
got
played
bigger
Dragon's Fury.
tables, more music,
It's not
and
Pinball
out in
Dreams or
January.
Pinball Fantasy though, is it?
This watch is excellent,
what's that,
not
Andy?
because you can tell the time on it, but because it's also a tiny TV and video remote control. So you
Come on,
can
hands
switch
up
off
if you had
people's
that. Hands
televisions.
up. I think one of my
You can
friends
sneak
actually
around
had it.
furtively, just going, oh, sorry about that one. Oh, sorry about that one.
Bit of a
And
bizarre
then you won't lose it
thing
behind the back
as
of
a
the sofa
watch.
when it's time to switch on for bad influence. Boink.
After that brief interruption for gadget fans, have
Ooh,
a look
that's
at rock and
Cybernator
roll
on the
racing
SNES there.
SNES.
Rock and
As
roll
well as being
racing.
a fast and furious
It's
laser
not even out
firing,
yet.
bullet
Oh my
biting road
God.
race, it features some great rock and roll tracks from bands
Yep.
like Black Sabbath
Pretty
and
decent game.
Steppenwolf.
Good speech,
And
nice
so
music.
to platform games, that funky duo Toe Jam and Earl return for another adventure on the Mega Drive.
Never played this game
This
actually. I
second
played
game
the
finds
first
them
one.
hunting stowaway Earthlings on the planet Funkatron.
I don't know why
Jungle
I
Book,
never
also
ever
on the
played
Mega
this.
Drive,
Oh my
should have
god.
hit the shops for
Too
Christmas,
many
but due
things.
to programming problems, it won't be out till June.
Programming
This
problems?
is an early version, but it's looking like it's going to be well worth the wait.
Never played Jungle Book actually.
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Now for some reviews of this week's games.
Oh my god, it's all let's try to ram everything
The
in
number
one thing.
hit on the Mega Drive. Now it's
Micro
out on 4 new
machines.
formats. Amiga,
What's
which
this
we're
one?
looking at
Master
now.
System?
PC, Master System, and Game Gear.
No.
In the wacky miniature
What's
world
this?
of micro machines, races take place on breakfast tables,
I
in
say
sand
Master
pits, and
System.
even in the bathtub. So let's make it a nice clean race. Here's Amanda with the Game Gear version.
Oh, Game Gear. Oh come on, that's
I
pretty
played
close.
this game on other systems, but I think it works better on the Game Gear. Probably because it feels like you've got a wheel in your hand.
It feels like
This is
what?
where you choose the characters.
It feels like you've got a
Every
wheel in your
character has a
hand.
different personality
Do you
and a different driving
turn
ability.
the Game Gear like a wheel? No, you
I'll
don't,
choose the
lady.
Spider. I think he's really cool.
Spider's really cool.
Every level has a different car. Here I'm
Good
in a
sort of
Porsche
handheld
on a
game though,
desktop.
actually.
It's very hard on the desktop because there's no edges. And you can
Wonder
fall
how
off or knock people
the
off.
screen be quite
But I've just
small
fallen
and
off
the
myself.
sprites and whatnot look quite big, so
The cards are very
I
hard
can
to
imagine that you
control,
can't.
so the level
No,
is very
you can't
hard
actually
indeed.
see very far in
But the
front of you,
graphics
so
are
it'd be
excellent for a
quite
Game Gear.
quite
Just look at the
difficult
detail in the
on
wood
the Game
grain.
Gear, I think.
There is a 2-player option, which you play
What?
on just the one Game Gear, which is definitely cosy. I'm using the buttons, and Alex is using the D-pad.
Whoa,
The idea
that's a
of the
bit
game
bizarre.
is to get away from the other player, and then that person gets the bonus. If you've got a Game Gear, you should definitely
players
get
on
this.
one
It's
Game Gear?
brilliant fun.
An excellent game, particularly in 2-player mode, although it depends who you've got to sit close to.
I found this game quite hard to control at first, but it's very playable once you get
Ooh.
the hang of it.
Okay.
And the scores for Micro Machines, both
4.
the boys and the girls gave it an above average 4 out of 5.
There you go. Decent game on any
Meet the
system, Micro
Cyberpunk.
Machines.
3 little chaps with funny haircuts
Cyber-
who are the stars of a new Amiga game. It's a familiar plot.
Why have I
Bandits
never
take
heard
over
of
the
this
universe
game?
Again, and you've got to restore order by shooting lots of things. Here's
That
the
looks
test.
interesting.
There's a lot of time and effort being put into this game, but the producers
Yeah.
forgot to add one thing: gameplay.
Oh,
The aim of this game is to find keys
maybe
and
that's
discs
why I've never
which
heard
allow
of
you
it.
to go into computer terminals and discover maps of the area. The characters are quite cute. And
looks pretty
the graphics
decent,
are
though.
okay. But the problem with the game is that you feel it's quite a laborious task. You don't enjoy it. There's not much excitement.
Maybe you don't
It's not
enjoy
the
it,
worst
maybe
game in the
I
world.
would.
It's just mind-numbingly boring.
I love the hairstyles, but I didn't like anything else about it.
I love the
A
hairstyles.
run-of-the-mill platform game. The gameplay's just not varied enough.
And the scores for Cyberpunk.
I don't know
both the
about you,
girls and
mister,
the
but I
boys
didn't
gave it
see
a dull
any
2
platforms
out
there,
of
certainly
5.
not up to 2. Maybe that's why I didn't hear that game, because it only got 2 out
And
of
now a
5.
look at what some people think will be the future.
It's not
going to
be the future.
Consoles, 3DO.
No, it's not.
If you're not
I'm gonna tell you
familiar with
now.
the system, it's a CD-based machine. It'll
Ridiculously
play photo
overpriced
CDs,
machine.
music CDs,
It
and
could have
soon
been
you'll
the
be able to
future
get movies on CD
if the
for
business
it too.
model was a bit
But it's
better
really
and it
catching
wasn't
people's
priced ridiculously
imagination.
high.
Sophisticated games console. It's recently
It was
been
quite
launched
powerful.
in America, where it comes with a racing game called Crash and Burn. You choose between 6 dangerous Sunday drivers and race around some very detailed texture-mapped tracks. There's a choice
Lots
of
of promise
weapons,
to 3DO.
armor and gadgets
Biggest
to keep you in
downfall
the
was
race.
the
And
price.
The game has some excellent video
And then
footage
possibly the
and speech
PlayStation.
effects.
There are very few finished games around for it at the moment, but here's a quick look at a couple we managed to get hold of.
It's time to get twisted.
There's loads of weird games like this.
This one's called Twisted. It's an unusual idea for a game. You join Twink Fizdale and his glamorous
The majority of the games
assistant
for the 3DO
Hannah,
also,
one
for
of
some
Hollywood's
reason,
riskiest
seem to be
game shows.
released by
You're up against
Crystal
6
Dynamics.
other strange
No idea why.
contestants, and there are thousands of brain-busting challenges.
Put on your thinking cap, kids.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to John Madden Football.
Hi, John Madden.
Football has been converted from the Mega Drive and makes full use of the
Well,
3DO's facilities. Digitised players and
Looks
stadiums
better than the
with
Mega
full
Drive,
verbal
but
commentary
he is
and tips from
running
the great
awfully
man
slow.
himself.
The system's due to be launched in this country next April. It will probably cost around £500, which is
Yep.
a lot for a game.
Ridiculously
The manufacturers
expensive.
are hoping that you will buy this instead of buying a photo CD and a CD player as well. We'll
Nope.
report on 3DO's progress next year.
I think if I remember that it was licensed out to companies, and the companies only made money on the machines rather than the games themselves. So that's why the machines were so expensive, as opposed to 3DO only making the consoles. That would have been a better way of doing it, or EA if you like.
Now, at the beginning of the game,
Trip
when Ralph
Hawkins.
and Lee are running through the Sleepwalker
I have got one of those
logo,
joysticks.
Type in dinga ding, dang
Not in
my
black, though.
danga,
Mine's is in
long,
green and
ling,
pink.
long, and their noses will turn
What did he
green.
say? Ding, ding,
Then,
ding, long,
at any
ling, long.
point during the game, you can press return and skip levels.
A game I never played, actually, Sleepwalker. I know what it is, and I know,
here's
and I
the
have heard
final
of it, but
part
I
of
never
my
ever played
guide
it.
to a better Christmas. On Christmas Eve, it's always dead difficult to get to sleep, so this is a trick that
Yup.
sometimes works.
Drink alcohol, children.
Yeah.
It'll get you to sleep. Or some warm milk. Is that warm milk?
Ovaltine.
It's noises.
And now, to get to sleep.
I wonder who thought
Don't try
Namrood was
that
good,
at home. Nam has been specially trained.
or a good idea for the
If
show.
you
I
want to
wonder
read
if
the
I
data
thought it was good
blast,
when I
check
was
the
a
video
child.
recorder going now. Last
Data
week's
blast.
competition was to
Record it
win
with
3DO
VCR.
with some games.
Watch
The
it back
competition
frame by
question
frame.
was, what does RISC stand for, as in the RISC chip that's inside a 3DO?
You can win a 3DO. Did I
Runners-up
win?
will get Bad Influence t-shirts.
Did I win?
Your names are going across the screen now.
I
Well
didn't see
done.
my name at the
The
bottom. That
answer
means
was
I've won.
Reduced instruction set chip.
No,
And the winner,
didn't know
Gareth
that.
Williams from Hemel Hempstead. Well done.
This is the last show, so there's no competition.
Let's see
It's
Chun-Li
only we can stay
with
longer,
Bubsy,
making
Zool,
Nintendo the series.
and some lemons.
series.
And you will do, but not until the autumn. Until then, we have to say goodbye.
All right then, ta-ta, eh?
Say goodbye. There you go, guys. That was ridiculously quick. Christmassy episode. Bad Influence Series 2, Episode 15. Data Blast, record it on your VCR, watch it back frame by frame, get all that glorious information for your eyeballs. That was a bit ram-packed episode, but it felt awfully short at the same time, if that's even possible. As always though, from me guys, thank you much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas yourself, and I will catch you next time.
Happy Christmas, fertilers.
Oh, it fell.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?